Today I'm here with Cindy Parola of Laforce Realty. Welcome, Cindy.
Welcome. Happy to be here.
Thrilled to have you. So tell us a little bit about Laforce Realty.
Well, Laforce was the brainchild of my boss, Bill Béchant, and we was a lively real estate company up until the downturn that everybody kind of went through from about 2008 till about 2011. And I came to work for Bill in 2011, and he said, I'm going to reactivate the real estate company. So it was just he and I.
So were you a realtor before that?
No. Well, yes and no. I have some family-owned real estate, of which I'm a trustee of, which does not require me to have a real estate license to act upon.
But it was enough that you kind of...
Oh, I've been in commercial real estate for a long time, and Bill suggested that I go get my license because I was working in the office for him anyway, and I kind of resisted that notion for about, 2 years, and then finally went and got my license, and so then the rest is history, I guess. Up until 2016 into 17, it was really just almost just the two of us. And then...
and you're here in Wareham?
I'm here in Wareham. We have two offices in Wareham.
Which is actually South Coast of Massachusetts, for anybody who's watching who's not in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Bit of a beach community.
Very much so. Very much so.
So, 2016, you guys
2016,
decided
the economy was getting better, and we had attracted a few other agents working for us, and the first purchase we made was the building that we're in right here, and we bought Swiss Beach Real Estate.
Okay.
Which
is literally at the beach.
Literally at the beach. There's always sand in this office, always, because we are literally at the beach. And Swiss Beach Real Estate was primarily a real neighborhood real estate office. A lot of seasonal rentals that we handle for clients, and the occasional cottage sale, that sort of thing, when families decide to move on. And the building was in terrible disrepair. There were only a couple of agents left here. And so the first major undertaking was a major renovation of the building. It literally leaked. Like, when it rained, the agents had to pick up their books and go home because the roof leaked.
Sand and water. Truly a beach.
Yes, truly a beach
office.
Truly a beach office. So we renovated that, had a big kickoff a couple summers ago, and have really worked on bonding with the community. Change isn't easy down here in Swiss Beach. It's been multi-generations for years and years and years, and so we've really tried to bond with the community and be part of the community and continue the same tradition that's been going on here since 1950.
Excellent. So after you added this office, so this is 2016, so this is 2 years ago.
Yep.
It went from the two of you to how many realtors at that point?
At that point, we were probably up to 6 or 7, and then we, at the same time, because, you might as well just overachieve. We bought a property.
Because you're a small business owner, and there's no such thing as enough.
Yeah. So, at the same time, an opportunity was presented to us by a friend, actually an attorney, who had a client that was having a rough time with an estate that had been left to her from her husband, and she was hurting financially and had a residential property in a very commercial area on Route 18 in Lakeville. And so we acquired that property and again started the whole studs out renovation of this building. So that became the Laforce Lakeville office. Mm-hmm. And at that point we were up to about a dozen agents. We are at, I think, 16 now.
Okay. Yeah. You added one more location after that, correct?
Yes, I have a Bourne location. So, of course, continuing overachievement, a year ago, March, I opened an office in Bourne. So, just over the bridge, right on Waterhouse Drive off of Trowbridge Road.
So that's what is truly on Cape Cod?
Truly on Cape Cod, yes.
Okay.
Although, people would argue.
It's on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the bridge. So it is what is the traditional thought of Cape Cod, although the original maps of Cape Cod started in Plymouth. So,
okay.
Just so everybody knows.
So, that's a lot of growth.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about some of those challenges that came with that.
It's stressful. Yeah, money management.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So When you guys went into this, did you grow organically? Did you go out and get additional money? How did you kind of manage that?
We grew organically. It was a little bit of both. There was some hard money lending involved, as well as our own funds, and they just were opportunities at prices that we just didn't feel would happen again. And Bill is from Lakeville. He's lived in Lakeville for a long, long time. It's an area that he's very comfortable with and wants to grow in, and it just seemed like a natural location. This seemed natural here at Swiss Beach because we already have an office in East Wareham. Mm-hmm. And again, I was a business owner here in Wareham. I continue to own property on Main Street in Wareham. I was a selectman here in town. I was on the school committee here in Wareham, so it's an area that I know very well. In some ways it sounds risky, but in other ways it was very much in our comfort zone to expand in those areas.
And that's, I think, good advice to somebody. It's like if you're going to expand, it makes sense to expand. Any expansion is going to be outside your comfort zone, just by the nature of it.
Yes.
But to do something that's adjacent, something that's close by, that you can manage, that you can integrate, that you're familiar with, is going to help if you're talking about any kind of quick growth, which is really what you guys have done.
Yeah. I mean, so for us, they weren't necessarily outliers. I live in Bourne, so that was a natural progression for me to have an office and to have our signage and to have us established on Cape, because we belong to both the Cape Cod and Islands multiple listing service as well as the statewide multiple listing service. So we try to be all things to all people, even though we're a small boutique firm and not one of the, big names that some people like to go with.
Which ties into being part of the community, because you're kind of a one-stop. No matter what somebody needs, you can help.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So you guys did you've got the stress of the money management. What other things did you just kind of...
Attracting good agents. There's a certain type of person that works best in a boutique. We are a different model than the traditional real estate office, in that we don't have one of the big names. So some people have a comfort zone with being with one of the big names where they're automatically going to get business cards with that name on it and signage with that name on it, and they're going to be told what to do. In other words, they're going to be handed a standard rules list of how they act with regard to that brokerage, what the fee schedule is, how they're going to do their listings, how their admin work is done, how this is done, how that is done. And some people have a great comfort level in just doing things within the box like that and going about their business in that traditional model. Real estate is a very cutthroat business, and that's where we kind of turn the model upside down on its head. We are very collaborative. If I can't show my property, somebody else can. We don't rush to answer the phone and steal clients from each other.
Your staff is lovely, by the way.
Thanks.
I had a few minutes to spend with them before you got here.
Yeah.
They're absolutely delightful.
It's a little bit of a more collaborative model. If they're making money, I'm making money. If I'm making money, they're making money. So, it's less cutthroat with that, and our fee structure, our paperwork structure is a little more flexible, and we allow individuality. Because of that, we have to be very careful in who we attract and who we sign on as an agent. The ideal agent for us is a very independent thinker, thinks outside the box, is a motivated self-starter.
Kind of like mini small business owners.
Yes, because, you are an independent contractor. It's not generally employee status. You are an individual owner. You're like a little self-franchise if you do your job well in real estate. I think that we are different in that we don't nickel and dime fees with our real estate agents. They get a very decent commission, and there's not a lot of that, what I like to call kind of bait and switch, where there's a lot of brokerages out there that pay a really high commission, but then they go ding, 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 ding with the fees. There's a fee to put up your sign. There's a fee to take down your sign. You have to pay an admin fee for the people who do your paperwork. There's this fee, there's that fee. They charge for insurance. They charge a desk fee, a seat fee, a this fee, a that fee. They make up fees all the time, paperwork fees. There's even a brokerage I heard recently that charges for making copies. So, exactly.
So that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Just to manage that.
And you know what? Kudos to anyone who goes into real estate, because it's not a sit back and wait for things to happen job. We're looking for either new agents or experienced agents who can kind of follow our model.
And so that's your challenge. What kind of things are you doing to find the right people?
Well, we actively solicit, obviously. We work very well with one of the local real estate schools, who most of us have trained through. And so we always look for referrals from them. And, you know, friends, family, anyone who's ever thought about being in real estate, anyone who may be working for a company that's, you know, feels a little disenfranchised right now with their company, and may want a different model.
So just going back, interesting. You are, even though you guys are growing, so you have the pressure of growing, you are in beach communities that when the market's hot, it's hot and things are moving fast. And yet you're open about hiring people that are right out of real estate school. So
Absolutely.
So it sounds to me, it's like, because I hear people a lot of times say, how do I find the right employees? Because having the right employees can make or break a company.
Absolutely.
So your model is, it's the attitude. Find the right attitude and you can teach them.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
Absolutely. And I think we're a little self-insulated because of our other businesses, in that the market, we're not solely dependent on the real estate market being incredibly hot. You know, my broker is a contractor, has been a construction supervisor, a home builder, new home builder, and renovator for 35 years. So we kind of have a complete circle in that the real estate company can isolate properties, distressed properties, or land, and the building company can purchase them and then rehab them and turn them around and put them back on the market again. So we kind of, about a third of our inventory is generally our own built-in inventory that we're creating.
So that's interesting. A couple weeks ago, we talked to Kendall and Kavanaugh-Gagney, who is a physical therapist. And what she's done is she actually has built a network of people that share her office space.
Yes.
So that people cross-refer.
Yes.
So you guys have just made it a little even closer.
Yes.
And so small business owners out there can take from that the whole idea of maybe, I think a lot of times we hear niche, know your niche. But sometimes you need to know where you stand. Your niche stands in a bigger circle.
Well, I mean, why should you be, I mean, you know, the point about networking is that you want to build a whole posse of networkers for you. You can't be everywhere all the time, but if what you do is referable and your networking partners feel confident in your skills, they will refer you to people, and that's how you grow your business. So I think that Kendall has done that, you know, in her niche, and we're trying to do that in our niche. So I think that when our construction customers are happy with the job that we've done for them, maybe when they're thinking of selling or renting, or, you know, may have a friend who wants to sell, they'll refer us. If you've had a happy client experience with a buyer or a seller, you know, certainly again, job satisfaction, client satisfaction is your number one referral. It's always through friends and family.
That's great advice. So, what's your next plans for expansion? Are you guys done?
You know, I don't know. We love the Plymouth area. And interestingly, according to Zillow, that is the #1 referral market.
Really?
Yeah.
Plymouth is fabulous. And
yeah.
I think they're going to get a lot of attention this year too, because they're going through their 400th anniversary.
Yes. I mean, it is America's hometown.
It is, and it's a great little town. It's a ton of building going on. Excellent. So, all good information. Yeah. So, where can people find you?
Oh, they can find us everywhere. They can find us on the World Wide Web at www.laforcerealty.com. They can find us on 169 Swiss Beach Road here in Wareham. They can find us at 9 Tyler Ave in East Wareham. It's a big town. We've got to cover both ends.
We'll have to have like a rehash back like in a year. How many other locations you've added.
They can find us at 8 Waterhouse Road in Bourne, and they can find us at 142 Bedford Street in Lakeville. We're always available. There's phone numbers, emails, online.
I will put some portion of that list, or as much as I can, in the notes below. So if anybody wants,
well, 3 of us are also Zillow Premier agents, so you can always find us on Zillow.
Okay, excellent.
So,
well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So thanks for joining us today. We hope you liked our show. If you liked it, please hit the like and share button below. And also, we'd love to have you hit the subscribe button with the bell so that you can hear other videos as they come out. Last thing that we'd love to have you do, in the comments section, if you have any great stories about hiring staff because of great attitude and how it's worked for you, we'd love to hear about it. So take care, and we'll see you again next week.